girls, welcome back to my channel. So when the YouTube algorithm decide to push your content, it is going to push your content, okay? So it doesn't push my content for whatever reason, but someday it will. But anyways, lately it's been pushing the content of this channel called Exotical United, and when I tell you, YouTube been on my back, okay? YouTube been on my back, okay, forever recommending these videos. And at first I didn't click because most of the videos that YouTube recommended to me were about pretty privilege. There was even a story time about pretty privilege on it, and I didn't click because Exotical United is a faceless channel, okay? So this is a channel of somebody who isn't showing themselves. They are not even like using their real voice. She has said herself that she uses an al voice or a voice changer, and baby, ain't no way. Okay, ain't no way I'm watching an entire story time about how unambiguous dark-skinned black women give you a skunk look and you're not showing your face. It's a solid no for me. Okay, it's a strong no for me. And I'm not saying Exotical United is lying. I'm not saying she ain't pretty. I'm just saying that I usually don't take any advice from people who don't have receipt, who can't back it up. I say this all the time when it comes to the hypergamy guru thing. I don't take any advice from women who make content about how to bag rich men, because most of them ain't married to rich men. Okay, so unless you can show us your husband and he's actually a millionaire, I'm not going to take advice from you. I'm not going to buy any course about how to become a millionaire online, because most millionaires are not online selling courses. You know, they are traveling, they are fine dining, they are enjoying their millions. Okay, so for me in general, as a rule of thumb, I don't take any advice from people who can't back it up. So I didn't watch them videos, I didn't watch them story times, because again, like, Exotical United isn't actually showing herself, so she can't prove that, you know, she's as pretty as she's claiming to be. So I'm not interested. Okay, I will watch the story times on the day she actually put her face on it, if that day ever come, which I highly doubt. But yeah, until then, it's not interested for me. And her excuse is Chrissy is also, you know, a faceless channel, and 200,000 of you are subscribed to her channel and you listen to her advice. Well, Chrissy doesn't make videos about how pretty she is though. Like, I feel like the difference between Exotical United channel, or one of the differences, and Chrissy's channel is that Chrissy's channel isn't about how pretty she is though. As a matter of fact, Chrissy has opened up on her channel about being a little bit overweight, about her workout regimen or regime. Sometimes she talks about being on a diet, and I believe even many months ago, back when I was listening to her, so 6 years ago or so, she even said on 1 or 2 videos that she was an average looking woman, which is not an insult, by the way, you guys. I don't know when average looking became an insult, because to me average just means the sum of, and that word is actually mean not only to me, that is the actual definition of the word average. Okay, average means the sum of. So most people are average looking. So I don't know why on the internet, for whatever reason, average has become an insult when most people really are average looking. Okay, but I did enjoy the Decenterment series. So she has a lot of video about decentering men, and I'm here for that content all day every day, because baby, most men are not worth partnering. So I would give her that, you know, that series were actually good, at least the videos that I seen from that series. And now I will get into the nitty-gritty of it. Something that a recurring theme with Exotical United is that dark-skinned black women are jealous of light-skinned women, that we envy their look, we envy their hair. So are dark-skinned black women envious of light-skinned women? Well, I can only talk for myself, but it's a no for me. Like, it's a solid no for me, because baby, you can be lighter than me, okay, but prettier than me though, prettier than me, that's going to be debatable. That's debatable. Okay, I'm demanding to see. Okay, let's see what you look like. Okay, because again, lots of women are lighter than me, but prettier than me though. Yeah, again. That is going to be debatable. So I am envious of no light-skinned woman. Being a dark-skinned black woman is the joy of my life. Okay, I relish in it. You know how Lupita Nyong'o, I think it was on Oprah, she told her story about how when she was a child, she used to pray to be light-skinned, and then, you know, she would go to bed and wake up in the morning and not even look at the rest of her skin, and she would run to the mirror to see, you know, if her wish or prayer had come true. Baby, I live the opposite. Okay, as an adult, like, I wake up every morning and I rush to my mirror to see if I'm as dark as I was yesterday or even darker. Okay, baby, because the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Okay, like, I live to be a dark-skinned black woman. I adore it. It's the joy of my life. I relish in it. So I ain't envious of no light-skinned woman. I don't wish to be light-skinned. I don't wish, you know, anything about me was different. I'm actually very happy today, right now, with the way that I look. So it's a no for me. But here's what I'm going to say. I do think that it is not uncommon for younger, like I'm talking about kids, so little dark-skinned girls, to be envious of little light-skinned girls. I do feel like that is a thing. I do feel like that does happen. You know, so pulling their hair in the playground, and you know, sometimes even cutting their hair unbeknownst to them, you know, in the classroom when they're sitting behind them, or fighting them at the playground, again hitting on them. I do feel that that is something that does happen. I think it was Easily, was it her that came out and talked about it? And I actually do believe that that is something that happen more often than a lot of dark-skinned black women are willing to admit. But I think that instead of clowning them, we should actually feel empathy for these little dark-skinned girls. And I'm not saying that Exotical United clown kids in her video. She didn't. The women she was clowning are, you know, young, they're teenagers, or they're not even teenagers, they're young women. But I do feel like, you know, those little dark-skinned girls are probably, or maybe the one that grew up to be who she's talking about. But I have tremendous empathy for little dark-skinned girls who perhaps are being told at home that something is wrong with them. So when they go out to play, their grandma or mom is like, oh, get out of the sun, you're dark enough. When they go to school, teachers treat them differently. I actually experienced this as a child. When I was 8, I had this teacher, Mrs. Faye, and she was clearly colorist. She clearly treated the children that, you know, had smaller features and you know, were mixed, or had the long hair. She treated them differently than she treated me and the other little dark-skinned girls. And that has not led me personally to pull the hair or cut the hair of, you know, those little girls. Honestly, as a child, I was so introverted that I could not have done that even if I wanted to. Like, I was pushed into extreme introversion as a little dark-skinned girl. But I can see how someone else, another child who wouldn't know how to cope with that, or maybe wasn't as introverted as I was, or was really already very angry with the world as a child because of what they were experiencing at home, would end up cutting the hair of another girl, or, you know, fighting her, again beating on her in the playground, or pulling on her hair, or whatever. I can see that happening. But I think that our answer to that shouldn't be like clowning them. It should be, you know, having empathy for them. Because imagine being a child and already seeing how you're being treated differently than your peers over something that you cannot control, which is the color of your skin, which is the way you were born. Imagine being a child and, you know, sometimes this happens, having your own parents, the very people who brought you into the world, making you feel, sometimes even telling you verbally that something is inherently wrong with you. I have shared this before with you. You know, I had an auntie who would walk into our home like as a child, and she would just like, she would tell my mom, oh my god, your daughter's so dark, your daughter's so dark, you know. And it was something that, it was a recurring theme. It was something that was told to me all the time. Again, it didn't affect me, but I can see how that can affect someone else. I can see how that can, you know, shake the self-esteem of some people who maybe were not as strong or as resilient as I was as a child. And yeah, I do feel like the answer to that should be empathy. I do feel like we should feel as a collective tremendous empathy for those girls, and not, you know, clown them because they have an inferiority complex. If they do have one, I do feel like, you know, there is a reason for that. Like, that came from somewhere. You know, if self-esteem doesn't exist in a vacuum, you know, if everybody is constantly telling you that there is something inherently wrong with you, you are going to believe it. Like, not me. Because baby, again, if I went to every Sarah, every H&M, every Mango, every supermarket, every train, and it was written dark-skinned black women are ugly, I would still go out of there knowing I'm that girl. I would still leave those spaces knowing face card little, okay, body tea, honey, face card centurion, okay. I can eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks from my face card, okay. But I can see how really that can be difficult to do if you're not somebody who's very, very resilient, if you're not somebody who have a very strong inner narrative, a very strong self-talk, a very positive one. I can see how that can affect somebody. So I don't think that we should, as a collective, clown those girls. I think that we should have empathy for them. If you are one of those girls and you're watching this video, try therapy, try affirmations, talk to yourself, something that I adore to do is moisturizing my body. I use Dove, and there's really a connection between me and my skin when I moisturize. Sometimes I tell affirmation at the same time, and I really like that. But yeah, in conclusion, are dark-skinned black women envious of light-skinned women? I personally, I don't think so, but I do think that it is true that some little dark-skinned girls can be envious of, you know, lighter skinned girls, or, you know, girls with the long 3B hair. And I think that, you know, we should have empathy for that as a collective. That is a childhood wound, and I think that we shouldn't clown them for it. And yeah, that's how I feel. So in the comment section down below, let me know, what do you think? If you are a dark-skinned black woman watching this channel, which I believe most of you guys are, do you feel any type of envy toward lighter skinned women? And you can be honest, you know, this is a safe space. Nobody is gonna judge you on here, and if anyone's write anything crazy, I promise you to block them. I will monitor the comment section of this video religiously. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as well, and I will talk to you guys on Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Mwah.